Oh, it's just heartbreaking to hear, Matthew. The 19 children who lost their lives were all in the same fourth grade class, and they were days away from starting summer break. Several of them were cousins, meaning some of these families lost more than one child. And tonight, several people are still recovering in the hospital. Attorney and former police officer Charles spoke to me today about the response, including the pushback parents received as they tried to save their babies.
I mean, legally, I think the parents were possibly interfering with the duties of a public servant, but it seems like the public servants were failing to act. I don't blame any of those parents. I don't think any court of law in Texas or any court of law in this country would be effective if the prosecutors were trying to hold those parents to account. I think you have to contextualize it with the reality that officers went inside and retrieved their own children while forcing other people to stay outside and did not engage the shooter while he was still killing people. We saw that in Columbine as well. We saw it in Florida. There's a new ethos that didn't exist when I was a police officer, is to go home safely. That a lot of people talk about, but that's not your job, right? Your job, the reason you have a job that allows you to be idle 90% of the time is that 10% of the time when you got to work, you work, and that 1/10 of 1% of the time when you have to risk your life, you risk your life. That's the way police are supposed to respond.
Can they get in legal trouble for not acting fast enough?
Well, what you saw in Florida, Marjorie Stoneman massacre, where the officer who was assigned to the school hid in a stairwell like a coward, he was eventually held to account because he lied about things and there were other issues.
And what about the school? We were hearing that the school had a active shooter plan, some sort of multi-point plan, as many schools now do.
I mean, I think from a legal standpoint, I think it's more of a legislative standpoint. I don't think there's legal liability for the school. America, we have to make schools safer. As safe as courthouses and Capitol buildings are. Because frankly, I would rather have a 10-year-old child safe than a politician or a lawyer. I'm a lawyer, and I think children should be safer than lawyers and defendants and litigants and judges and legislators and everybody.
Protests